Day-to-day the shit change, but you know for the most part nothing indifferent. Sometimes be stuck in my ways, weekend fucked up in somebody's kitchen, sticking my hand, I'm chilling with the troops and my few cans down, so I walk like Winston. Trust me, I wake up hanging, you hang that I'm leaving this bed, you're kidding, I'm sitting on back in the pad, get deep fried and I smoke some packs of the grass, put the feet up, kick back and relaxing at best, know I'm sitting on Reilly's Gaff.
You know, had one drink of juice since the start of this year?
Well, I've drank vitamin water. It's no fizzy juice, but
what's the wildest you've went?
What about like iced tea or something?
Nah, no fizz, no my game.
Robinson's, you battle Robinson.
When I was in the jail there, in that stint, I had Robinson's, mate, I went after, I needed something, man. I was on Haribo's, wee mini protein, but I was on, oh man,
But, mate, some of your stories, it seems like you're fucking Haribo'd out your nut, mate.
It's like, because they asked us, see, before we went in, they were like, right, we're going to get you a wee shop list, and we're going to do a wee shop run for you, and I'm like, right, I'm fucking milking this. So I was like, Haribo's, protein bars, they fucking forgot half the shit, right enough. Typical jail experience, man. But I went in and then, I was gorging and see, I was taking white sugar in my coffee and I don't take white sugar. I take brown sugar, a bit of brown, like I mean. But, I prefer honey or brown sugar, but white sugar, mate, it was a heavy fucking diabetic.
That's a
fucking
culture.
holiday.
That's a culture, man.
How much? What's the difference between white and brown? Like how?
It's processed if it's white.
So white is
so it's worse if it's white.
So white.
It's mad because you think sugar was white to begin with.
I mean, it was brown. The sugar cane's brown, but apparently brown sugar is rich in calcium and iron,
right?
So it's technically healthier for you, but it's still sugar. I just like it. I think it tastes better to me.
Coffee.
I like
mate,
it in
you
coffee.
get a couple of shekels at the bottom, mate, that haven't fucking broke into it. The sugar.
I have one. I just have one. I'm like, mate, I tell you, I go to Starbucks, mate, and just if I'm getting a wee drive-through, you know what I mean, I don't always go there, but I get just one brown sugar. I get one brown sugar. I'm one of the cunts. I remember one. Fuck's sake, and then. One time they gave us a white sugar that I could taste it. I ended up saying it, mate, I can't taste it. It's white, I can't drink it because you taste it with the white. It's just
too sweet, isn't it?
It's too sweet. It's like a mad. It's not nice.
You can't beat. I feel like when I have a sugar cube, a brown sugar cube, and I've got it in the coffee, and I'm like,
that's heavy duty, mate.
I feel like I'm in the fucking Gentleman or something, mate. I start like stomach and that, like pure just looking about and that. I feel so, but mate, I get the fucking wildest. I've actually got a picture of this post-it note. A woman in my work ordered for Starbucks a like vanilla something latte, right? With 12 pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup, free sugars,
disgusting.
underlined free sugars, and vanilla powder on top of it.
What the fuck?
I know, mate. And then, do you know what? See the guy that
Buddy the elf, fuck's sake.
Vanilla do a nut, man.
Mate, but the guy that went to get it, he was like, I got 12 pumps and 2 sugars to see if she could tell the difference. Like, one less I bought for him. And I was like, how's it?
I'd be too embarrassed to even ask for that, I think.
No, she was put underlining the 12, not the 13 in that.
Bet she noticed.
I was like, how's the coffee? She's like, do you know what? It's not as good. Some Starbucks, they're different. I was like, fuck, mate, she's actually got the fucking...
Mate, what are her insides like? Know what I mean?
Fucked up, obviously.
If she gets that like regularly.
Oh, mate, they'll be like the place,
Vanilla inside, man. Fuck's sake.
You'd be up for fucking... I imagine the mad feeling in your... that syrupy feeling, I know. Like, cause see, when I've got one of the fucking pumps, and I was like, oh, that's too much, man.
See, I can't do like anything flavoured in coffee, really.
No.
I don't
mind a bit of
I've
oat
not had
milk.
sugar in coffee in about 6 years or something, mate.
I have one brown sugar, same as you, but I like oat milk, and I think that's a bit sweeter. So if I have that, I don't have a brown sugar. This is entertaining, isn't it?
This is fucking riveting stuff, man.
We need to...
You've been in the gym.
I'm in the jail, let's talk about sugar in my coffee.
And you tried that stevia?
Right, mate, I need... It's because we all kind of collided there at once, talking about India.
Oh,
all
aye.
different sort of in different realms almost. Could you tell him the story you told me about what goes on in India if you're trying to put on a show?
So I work in a student accommodation, right? So there's a lot of Indian students there, right? And they're telling us about how it's different with the law and the police there. Like if you get pulped for stuff and that kind of thing, you, more often than not, will take a bribe. If they'll be looking to take a bribe for most things.
30 shekels.
I don't know what the currency is. We'll take. I don't fuck. Is it shekels? You gotta say, man.
It's bloody rupee, I think.
Oh, is it?
Indian rupee.
Indian rupee.
Aye, man.
Aye, mate, aye. And fuck, you think I should know, fuck, say, man, with the cunts every day. But he was saying, so basically, the local councils that run the areas and that kind of thing, see any business or any kind of shop that operates in that area, they need to pay a bribe to the local council or they can't operate. And it's like a racket. And it's like, but it's like the politicians or the councillors of the neighbourhood. It's like
They'll stop taking their bins out if they don't pay it.
they send the goons down.
send the goons down.
Because they're in me like the gangsters as such in the area. So it's like if you don't pay them, you get your shits fucking shut down.
Mate, how funny is it picturing an Indian goon gets
Yeah.
short sleeve shirt? I'm gonna get this guy.
Mate, mate, I learned something wild the other day about why the word thug is called thug. Do you know about this?
No.
This heavy relates this wildly, right? Mate, see, like for the 13th century to the 18th century, right? There was a mad group of guys in India called the Thuggies, right? And they were just like all criminals, right? But they were almost like a cult that would they would see people floating through the desert and that, they'd be like, I'm going to rob them. And they would rob them and then like steal their wains and be like, you're a thuggy now. And they lasted centuries, bro. And see, because they would just get up to shit. They just lived just a life of crime, but out in the desert and that, which sounds pretty good to me.
Teardrop tattoo stuff.
Aye. But mate, that's where that comes from.
Drink you in the desert.
Mate, they lasted 5 centuries. And that's why it's
Must have
called...
been fucking good at it, man.
Oh, bro, professionals. The Thuggies.
That's what Sonny B
That's why we have the word thug.
That's
Nuts, huh?
sick,
That is
mate.
crazy.
But anyway, let's keep on your
So
story.
these thuggies then, fucks. Basically send the thuggies down, man. So one of these students, right, he was he's got fucking ADHD. He's a brand new cunt, Mad Ritwick his name is. And he said there's a lot of region in India where there's big mountains and all that kind of stuff. So he wanted to put on a gig in the mountains. So he planned it, and it's like a different region for where he's from, because India's fucking massive. So apparently in this region, they don't like outsiders. Or it's just a thing he's trying to put on this event, and it's just nah, mate, fuck off. But he went to put on this event, got the axe, he got the equipment all ready to go, and he'd approached the local council about doing it, basically saying, fucking right, what do you want? Because I was like, why? What happens if you just patched them? He's like, mate, I'd kill. They would fucking take you away. So he says he went to see them, then like a day before the gig, they came back to him and they said they wanted 20 grand.
20 grand.
20 grand. And I was like, what? And he was like, I was like, what was the fucking deal with that? It's like, they obviously just, an outsider was going to be putting on this event, they want to be at least profiting for it. So I was like, what happened? He's like, I couldn't put the event on.
And it's just
like,
all pocketed.
Aye, it's on their pocket.
6 guys or something.
That's just to put the event on. So that's off the back of that, then you're paying all your other costs, man. But
Mate, I'm wanting a fucking job with the Indian council, mate.
Oh, bro.
Sitting in a room going, tell them we want 20 grand.
Mate, we should start the Thuggies back up, mate. we just go about India robbing people.
Us three, mate.
Imagine us three storing about India. Imagine like the council. Right, anyway, I want to talk about you being in the jail, mate. You've obviously just done your TV show Banged Up. Tell us a bit about how that even all came about. How did you hear about it at first?
So I get contacted by a producer for Shine TV. So Shine TV make things like Hunted. You ever seen that?
Aye.
So he emailed me and he'd seen a video I'd done on TikTok talking about the jail. I think I remember the video. It was basically my guitar, obviously I stole at the jail, and I think I was just telling somebody, seen one of the reply to a comment videos, just talking about how I got it in the jail and that. So he must have seen it anyway. Fuck knows how the cunt understood me, you know what I mean? So he emailed us saying like, listen, we do shows for like Channel 4 and that kind of thing. We're a production company, and we're going to be conducting an experiment where we put 26 ex-cons and 6 celebrities into a jail environment, and just to see how the celebs cope and to open up the conversation about prison. I just went jackpot, Big Brother in the jail. That's what I thought. So he phoned us, and then when he was asking me about it, I was like, is it like Big Brother in the jail? And he's like, nah, no, really. He's like, it's kind of like you're in the jail. But I was like, right, obviously there's got to be some data, man. I know in a hotel. He's like, no, you're in the fucking jail. You're in a jail with the cameras. It's like,
You're going to jail.
Exactly. So
You've been arrested.
There's a warrant. This is the police. This isn't a producer. You've got court on Monday.
Unpaid parking thing. But so they end up bit of back and forward. Obviously, the day the wee Zoom call where you chat to them, just tell them your story, all that shit. And then they asked me to go down to London to meet them. So they paid us a train down to London. So I don't know if you've seen Manchester story. I was just kicking about London on a bike and telling any cunt I was up there. So that's what I was doing. So they were saying they were up for it, but they wouldn't tell me who the celebs were. They were tight-lipped and they're basically, you'll find out when you do it, if you do it. So it was quite a fast process, mate. It was during the summer. So when I went to go and date, it was June, end of June, and I think it may have been April, maybe May, when they actually contacted me. So it was fucking, they had the ball rolling quite quickly. So eventually I got a date to go and date and that kind of thing. They're like, right, it's going to be 10 days. But we didn't really know much of what was going on. So they got us a taxi. They booked it and it took me down to Shrewsbury. So Shrewsbury's kind of like next to Wales. It's just fucking left is west, innit? So it's like kind of west of London.
Never eat shredded wheat.
I just done that. No way. Never eat shredded wheat. Never eat shredded wheat. No way. I'll need to do that.
Is that? Am I just told you that? You never heard? Oh, bro, that's a life of it. You never forget that.
I did that.
Never eat shredded wheat.
I did that in work. Like, see if I'm in a meeting and they're going, so it's just west of the Caldew River. I'm like, never eat. Right, okay, I know.
Left.
Never heard that in my life.
There you go, mate. There you go.
Fuck's sake,
but Shrewsbury.
Aye, so Shrewsbury's just fucking never eat shredded wheat of fucking London. So it's right next to fucking me. It's a mission, mate. So this taxi driver picked me up, mate. The cunt was enormous, mate. It was like a humpback whale. This big, fat, sweaty, grey-haired, horrible looking cunt. I was like, this cunt looks like a beast. So basically, they would usually get me a flight or something done, but because the company are dead fucking environmentally friendly or some shit, I had to sit in a taxi with this cunt. Oh. So I'm sitting in the back. I just took my laptop. I was just a bit of editing that, man. And they wanted this big screen up, mate. It was like a bin bag, and the cunt's like, mate, do you want that up? And I was like, get it to fuck, because it was a hot day.
Aye.
And this cunt was smelling. And mate, I was like, right. At one point, see when we were approaching Shrewsbury, it was all fields and big hoosies and that kind of thing. And I remember, like, this cunt's a nonce, because I thought this cunt looked like a beast, but I was like, maybe he's just a big happy grander. Big beastie grander, man.
That's a nice way of saying paedophile, a happy grander.
I know, but mate, because I seen this. On the other side of the road, I seen somebody in the distance and got closer. It was like a young lassie, so about 12 or something. And then I seen this cunt just driving and sees me past her. The cunt just about snapped his neck, mate.
Oh,
a heavy rubber neck, mate. Then it was like one of them ones. It was like, look in the minute. I was like, mate, it's aye, and I was like, oh, whoa, man. Like, you should be going in here. So we end up getting there, but the production team were like, right, we want you to kind of smuggle in contraband, or they were suggesting us to smuggle shit in, because they wanted us to smuggle shit in and try and sell it to the celebs. Obviously, it couldn't be anything illegal, so like tobacco, because you can't get tobacco in jails. But I was like, right, I'm taking a fucking phone. So I was pure making a plan. I was like, no, what, I'll just stick this to my boss. So I get a mad pencil case and see my Scotland flag, it's in my podcast. I was like, I'm sneaking that in. I got a big yes on it.
You got it?
I got it. I stuck it in it. So I put it to my boys, mate. I had a heavy package. You might have seen it, mate. I was like, I'd have been proud of it, not if I was out with a couple of birds. But we got there and I went into the jail then. Well, we're just in like this big hall at first and met all the boys there. And there was like one boy I knew, like fucking, I didn't know him. I seen him in James English, Lewis Clark. I just knew he'd be on it. I didn't know anybody else that'd be on it, but I just see that way. I just had a feeling on it.
Aye, just type of person.
Aye, so my thinking was it was all just going to be fucking cunts that'd been in the jail, and it was, but it was all cunts that had been on James English, Sean Atwood and all that.
Like
So I was
half celebrity sort of.
Aye, so it was kind of like, fuck's sake, I thought I was walking in the field big man with my TikTok. I mean, there was cunts that I'd watched their podcast and recognised them.
Did you think you were going to need to be like that to cunts? I have got TikTok now.
I thought I was going to get down to this gob with mad English bams, because I was only Scottish guy, so got to be like, oh, what did he say? Oh, I don't even understand a word of that. You know, like, fucking bang. Because they say to us before it, like, right, there can't be any violence. Any violence, you're out to show and there's evidence, so the police can get involved, so they heavy drilled that into us. But we got there, every cunt was brand new. It was all cunts. Don't get me wrong, some cunts had done like fucking 20 odd year in the jail, but they're all doing good shit. Cunts are working in communities. Some cunts are working with the police and all that. But they briefed us before they went in. They were kind of like, right, we want you to revert back to like as if you were doing your last sentence. So if you watch the programme when they're asking us what you're in for, we're saying all the crimes because we're operating as if we're serving a sentence. So we went in and basically they were encouraging us to like pressure the fucking celebrities. Well, I want you to give them a hard time and all that.
I noticed that. We watched the first one. You could see like it was as if mate, the cunt with it.
He was on it for the start.
Was he nuts?
He's frightening, bro.
Mate, he's a fucking a nice guy, but obviously he knew he was there for a reason. He knew what they wanted, and he did say that because we were all talking about. Like, obviously before we went in, every cunt's like that, because some cunts are like that. Like, me personally, I was like that. Like, people know what I'm like outside. I don't want to be seen to be doing that, because cunts know that's not me.
People know it's not a character.
Fake
for me, I'd just be putting on too much. Because if you go into a jail, right, England's probably a lot worse than Scotland, but you do go and you get the cunts that are trying to put it on you and that kind of thing, but that's not everybody unless you're in a cunt at all. But you'll get cunts that'll be like, here's a fucking shower gel. Try and help you out, I mean? So it's reflective of the real experience.
It seemed, just for talking to like people like yourself, talk about jail up here and that, I thought that programme, it was dead drama. Like, it was more, it was a lot more intense than I cunts had described to us, do you know what I mean?
It's the same way,
but
like,
I don't know if they were saying, was our producer saying like ham it up and that?
They didn't need to. They were actually telling us to calm down. I mean, it was going nuts.
Just being chaos. Like,
mate, see, right, so I'll fast forward a bit because they just briefed us. The first night we went in, they're like, right, the cameras tell you about this, right? So they're like, right, we got there about 12 to like 4, 5 o'clock. That's when cunts were arriving. I got there about 3. So we were fanning about for ages. They searched our bags and all that because they told us, like, the only stuff you can bring is stuff you would get in a jail. So we all had to sneak. Cunts were sneaking their phones in, their CD players. Now I go by with my boys, right? Thank fuck my flag. So eventually we went into the halls at like 7 and we just get padded up with somebody, like put in a room with somebody. So I get put in a camera to sell it first with a guy, Liam Meredith, boy from Bristol. Really nice guy. Hit it off with him right away, man. So I don't know if you might have seen the video of me playing the guitar in the cell. So that's the boy I was with.
Right.
So they say that the first night the camera's only going to be rolling until the next morning. That's when the show starts. But we were all going to be in the wing for 2 days before the first celebrity arrived, so we can get used to it.
Mate, you could tell that. See, like for the start as well, like you could tell that every cunt was parley and all that. Like, right for the off when I think Sid was the first celebrity went in. And when he walks in, it's like everybody's out as if they've been there for like that. Is a pure good move, I think, because it was like the prisoners were in and all
settled sort of.
Do you know what I mean? And made pals and that, and like they had their whole thing going, and then celebrities are walking into that environment. It's not a new thing. You know what I mean?
It's intimidating as well, man. See, even just going into a jail like me, it's like you're getting in, you don't know any cunt, and it's like every cunt's all settled. But see, for all us, we all went in kind of. We'd all done various amounts of time between us, but this was a different experience. This wasn't just jail, this was like a TV show. But quite quickly, mate, the first night, right, we got locked up at like 7 o'clock. The screws get introduced to us and all that, like, listen, but we're all working together, but right away I was kind of like that, stepping away for the cunt. It was just, it wasn't
instinct.
Instinct, mate, because it was just like, as soon, because he came in with the uniform and it was just, it's like when you see the police, you're like, here we go. But it was weird that it's like, because they were playing the role of screws, they're all ex-serving officers. And the first night we got locked up, and it was this guy, Tony, right? He was a few cells along for us. And I think, I've not even got it on my phone, I got a video of this, right? So the cunt's been banging his door, and fucking, the screws came to it, this big guy, and he says to him, what, he's a light? And he's like, no. And he's like, right, let me out the cell then. And he said, no. So he went that, right? He grabbed the chair, smashed it off the door, and see the panel, it was like a kind of plastic panel, punched through the panel, unlocked the door and chased the screw.
Oh my God.
Going nuts, man. He was opening cunts up and that, because the doors weren't locked by key, but they were locked by handle. So if I couldn't open it from inside, so they were locked up, but if I got outside, I could open it up. So he started opening cunts up, then production have came up and all that kind of thing. The security have came out, he started threatening security, cunt went bush, and they had...
Sorry, is this the guy that was in with the MP?
Kevin Lang or something?
London or something?
Kevin Lane. No, see, you'll see that thing with the MP, right? So they done a pilot. So they done 5 days, like away back last year, just to see how it would run. So that MP done the pilot with Kev, Tony Gooch, and a guy Awful. They were on the actual series, but the pilot was filmed back last year, and the thing I took part in was filmed in the summer. So they just used clips for the pilot, because that guy's cabinet minister now, so he couldn't come back and do the actual series. So
So you never had any.
So
you
see
never,
that bit with that first MP, I wasn't there at the same time. It's all just been edited together.
Aye,
That way.
that guy cunt was smashing the chair off the door.
I Kev, some guy, man.
He seems wild. He fucking put shit. Did he actually push snout up his arse?
Aye, must have. Aye.
Well,
we did.
they were saying it's speaking of shite now.
I know.
There's no way.
I done it when I was in Poland.
Aye.
But
I just meant for the show.
But there's no way they were acting, mate. The way he was acting about the smell now.
I smashed the windies.
Aye.
I actually
Aye.
thought that MP at the start. I was like, cunt's alright. And then it does that cunt's a fucking.
I know this is that. Apparently, I don't know if it made it. Apparently, see one of the guys, the guy Tony Gooch, was shouting at him at the tables.
The burglar.
Aye.
Yeah,
so
aye.
apparently they had a standoff. I obviously wasn't there to see it, but apparently they had a heavy standoff. I don't think that's made it into the cut, but apparently that MP was a dick.
Aye.
You can tell, kind of, not a
Mate, he walked in. Now the way like that. Is it Sid?
Aye, Ricky.
Mad Ricky. He walked in. He was like that. Like he looked like he was shiting himself. Like, see, was it what's the guy's name that went in and started giving him it tight?
Yusuf.
Yusuf. Aye. See, when he was in, he was saying to him, "Fucking," and then he was like talking to his cellmate and going, "Are they being serious?" Aye, mate. He's like, "Oh, you bastard!" But the other cunt was just in the cell like that. I'll take a fag off you and just sitting saying, "What have you?" He was purely questioning the cunt, like, "No, I think that's a bit out of order." And all
Aye,
that.
mate, at the start,
Like,
I
about
was
his jail, like what he'd done to get his sentences and
Aye.
that. Because he said, like, "Oh, I grew up in violence and this," and he's like, "That's no excuse, but is it to act like this?" It's like just a pure Tory MP.
It was quite funny, but it was quite funny that he stuck to that. Like as soon as
Aye.
somebody
Fair play to him,
Aye.
he gave me his due for actually sticking to his guns in there, but plus as well there's that added thing where they've obviously been told, listen, you're protected.
Aye,
Nothing's
so
gonna
they
happen
can
to you.
act like, aye.
So he knows in his cell, know what I mean? But once you're in that environment, because you're locked in that cell, it's like if some cunt's got to start pummeling you, it's a while before somebody gets to you. It's not as if it's like you can hit a button, but if you can get to the button.
was there like what was the security like outside of the people on the show? Was there any?
So at night, so the screws went away. The people, they were ex-screws, so they were screws. We'll just call them screws for the purpose of this, right? So there was screws there during the day, acting as screws, opening us up, doing all the rest of it. But there was security there for the night. One of them was actually Scottish. One, I couldn't for Aberdeen, and the other guy was a Scouser. They were brand new, but they were just there to kind of survey things. See, at night, it was kind of alright. It was more during the day. That's when it was a bit more hectic, because the big thing with it was, right, see, a jail needs to run on routine. People get used to a routine, because that's the end they'll tell you. See, when you go into a jail, the first couple of weeks usually the hardest, because you're finding your routine. After a few weeks, right, I'm opened up for exercise at this time. I go to the gym, go to education, go to work, get my lunch, get my dinner, boom, my day's done. And that's how you get through your days.
Aye.
So with a production company running a jail, so with any kind of TV show, any kind of production, it always runs behind schedule. They don't really have a schedule. If they do, it's never stuck to. So when you've got that, the schedule no running on time to cunts that are used to a schedule, it was reaching boiling point, mate. Like if we were sitting no getting open for exercise, locked up, because I went in with the thinking, so did a few people like that, right, they want to make a TV show, we've got 10 days to do this, there's a lot of money going into this, they're going to have jobs for us, they're going to have activities. First 2 days I was in my cell, a lot of us, mate, and cunts were going bush. I was going nuts. I was
wonder, man.
Because you know like that.
You ain't done it, no?
I know. It's that thing. You flick into that environment. I compare it to like, see if we ended up in the jungle, right, and we had to survive. We'd adapt to living in a jungle. We'd learn to hunt, learn to kill, do all that, survive. Then you'd leave the jungle, right? You'd adapt back into normal civilization. But if you get flung back into that jungle quite quickly, you'd fucking
Because you've been there.
revert how to survive. So that was the exact same.
Mate, the guy said something. The guy that was in with Sid said something, and he was like, when you're sitting in that room, because we talked about how during COVID it was like 23 hour locked behind, but banged up, and he was saying like you're staring at the same dull yellow wall for 23 hours a day, and I was like, that's fuck, like, because he was talking about how weird the cell is and all that.
That's
that
tiny.
would fuck you up, mate. Like, mate. It was mad. It showed a lot of things that I was like, surely no, know what I mean? But we've obviously heard that before. Like Lee Sutherland was telling us about that when he was in the jail.
I think Big Lee's in the jail now, man.
I know he's in for a fucking looking at a bit of a stretch, man. I seen him in the digger.
Oh,
aye.
Front page, mate.
I know, 'cause I seen him, I was like, what the fuck? And I seen the story, I was like, what, man? But then I was like, right, how the fuck's this no our TikTok? And then I went onto TikTok and there was some videos, but
no, a lot, aye.
which was strange.
But then, mate, people were asking him about it, weren't they? People were on live saying, like, you're going to be in the jail for a long time and that. And he was like, can guarantee that won't happen. And it's like he's saying there's absolutely no evidence. No, and you're like, you're caught, bro. You're going to jail, mate.
I see for a road traffic collision. It's like doesn't really need to be much evidence. There's a car crash and a death. You're driving the motor, then
that is the evidence.
There's a corpse and a big dent, mate. That's
exactly
made by you. Know what I mean? Back to jail, mate.
So So when we were in there, you kind of adapt back to that environment. It was weird. It was like I was getting flashbacks of memories I had in the jail like 10 years ago that I'd forgot. It was just weird. It just
like a bit of deja vu, a bit of it, and being like, oh, I remember I fucking.
It's strange. It's like, have you ever fucking moved house and then you move back into a house and then you're like, fucking hell, remember that? It's weird. It's like, see, when you've been in the jail, it's like you've never been out. And when you're out, it's like you've never been in the jail to a degree. I can only speak for myself. I've not done heavy time, but I've done a fair bit of time to feel like that. So after about 2 days, mate, I was cracking up because I was in the cell. My co-pilot, he got taken to like an anger management group that they'd set up, and I was kind of like, how the fuck am I not going in that group? Obviously, I'm eating my Haribos and all that. I'm fucking
pure need in that group.
And I was ready to crack up, and then I was like, right, I'm going to go out of this cell. I'm going to break. I was like, tell you what I'll do, I'll try and get up to the stair and get on that roof. I'll rip the roof up and all that. And I was like, wait a minute, I can just leave. I didn't realise I could leave. It was like I was in the jail. It was one point, right? You ever heard of the Stanford experiment?
Aye.
So you're aware of that. Just if anybody doesn't know, it's like a psychology class years ago. They done this experiment. They split the class into two. One half played like prisoners, the other played prison officers. Within about 2 days, it descended into bedlam. The prison officers bullying the prisoners doing hunger strikes and all that. And they had to shut it down. So I get warned about that before I went in. Like, listen, just be wary. So I was kind of armed with this knowledge. But mate, there was a producer there, a female producer, right? So what the producers would do, they'd come around in the morning, they'd hand out the mic. So the mic's like a necklace, like this mad necklace thing you just wear around it. You might have seen people wearing it to get the wee furry bit.
I think so. Aye.
You'll see it now when you watch the next episode. When you watch the next episode, but
Channel 4.
By the way, I don't even think we said the name of it. It's called Banged Up. Did we say it?
Banged Up, yeah.
It's on Channel 4.
Dead creative title that.
Jack's Bar.
So mate, I've been telling people, I was like talking about it yesterday and I kept calling it All Banged Up. All Banged Up. All Banged Up.
That extra wee fucking verb, wasn't it, man? But so, there was a producer there, right? So one of the producers would come round in the morning and hand out the mics, but she would wear a prison officer uniform just for continuity on the camera. So it's if they have to use a clip, they don't need to cut it out if anything happens. But that's all she was doing. She wasn't like locking us up. She wasn't acting as a screw. She was just wearing that for the purpose of that. Mate, 2 days into it, I was looking at her and I'd met her outside like when I went to go down to London and meet her, so I knew her. And then I was looking at her and I was just like, she looked like a screw. I didn't see a producer, I seen a screw. And I was pure walking by her and just no talking to her. And she was like looking at us like as if, what the fuck? And mate, it was weird, mate. It was like, so the 2 days into it, every cunt was cracking up. Cunts were kicking their doors, screaming and all that, gone mental. And the second day into it, this was like the first day before the first celebrity came. And production had a big meeting, got us all together, and they're like, listen, everybody calm down, remember why we're here. We're making a TV show. And cunts were obviously moaning that, and Kev Lane, he was kind of like, listen, fucking get your fingers out, he's all done Bird, know what I mean? He's all done jail, he's fucking, Kev's quite an animated cunt, very nice guy, but you can tell if he switches it on, he's half his nut. And he was just
solid
like, mate, I done a workout with the cunt, mate, he's fit as fuck, and he's got a fuck knee, put me to shame, man. But so that kind of reset the balance for everything, because cunts were ripping the piss. We'd sign contracts like we can't post anything online and all that. They knew we'd kind of had phones and that, but I think cunts were posting shit and Snapchat and shit like that. But they had cameras in the cell, so they knew what we were up to. So like, listen, every cunt fucking wrap it. Not remember, because the last thing we need is this to get out to the press and Channel 4 to shut this down, because it was a bit of a risk, this experiment. Know what I mean? And the last thing, if Channel 4 get wind of something was going down, they would have came and shut the full thing down. So that kind of reset everything for everybody. That kind of calmed everybody down. Then the next day, the first celebrity came. It was edited to look like Ricky came first. It was Harvey, HRVY, a wee singer.
Right.
He's like 24. He's a wee singer, man. I'd seen his name before, like in TikTok. He's like fucking 4 million fucking followers now. Aye, mate. He's out at the Royal Albert Hall. It's in London.
Fuck's sake! I'm not heard of the cunt. That's mad,
UK Justin Bieber.
Good on the boy.
Aye, mate. So he came in, mate. You can tell wee Harvey, pure nice boy, but he's got such.
There he's there. Hard.
Look at his face, mate.
Oh my lord, mate.
I'm surprised he never get pumped, man.
Mate, I know.
A beautiful little Danish girl,
Aye,
man.
mate, that's what he's like. You're right. Aye, so he came in and you can see his face, know what I mean? He's like pure, that's what I say, he's like, he looks like he's never done a day in the house, never done a day in the jail.
He's a sweet baby boy.
So he came in And because we were all prepped, we'd all go to know each other, and we were all kind of anticipating the first celebrity. He came in, and every kid was just surrounding him. Obviously, I was kind of like that here. I was trying to talk to him, and he was looking at us because I'm Scottish. He's programmed to think English, so I think he was just overwhelmed, man. And then obviously, Big Yusuf was putting it on. Oh no, mate, Yusuf's a fucking monster. I don't like. Fuck it, I'll tell you, mate. They end up kidnapping him. Fucking. So basically, they're like, right. I'll say it now because it's in one of the episodes, and by the time this comes out, it'll come out, right? So, one of the first nights, it was dubbed up by a guy called Aki Eamon, right? So, he's quite big in TikTok. This Asian guy's for Lewisham. Great guy. They were padded up together, and Yusuf and it was a boy, Timmy, the two of them were like pure, it was thick as thieves, the two of them were always up to mad plots and that. And they're like, right, you want to do this, we're going to do a napping they called it. He's like, we're going to run in the cell and barricade the door. So I was like, fuck it, why not? So I was seeing the boy that was dubbed up with Ricky. The guy was saying, you want an apple nut? That was Reese. So I was in with Reese. This was before Ricky came. Right. So me and Reese were in again. Obviously, the two is like to have him. We're kind of, right. We kind of wanted to get in the cell, make sure it didn't go tits up. But obviously, the work out about we were doing it, and cunts are like that, mate. We'll end up getting the fucking actual charge with it. Double jail. So what ended up happening? The screws came to me and Reese and like, right, behind your door, but they were just locking up. So we were kind of getting put behind the door, but we were kind of keeping it, looking to see if they were going to do it. And the screws were like, what's going on, kind of thing? Then when they locked us up, the two of them ran the cell and barricaded the door. So what had happened was the production had said to us, right, if yous are going to plan it and tell us. Right, so I think they told the production, but the production never told the screws. So the screws went outside the door, I opened the fucking door and all that. Oh my God. It was a pure standoff. The screws were fucking raging. It was one of the screws, a guy, George Shipton, gentleman, a guy. He worked in Belmarsh, like in the same unit as Charles Bronson in the IRA. So I just couldn't see it. And but he was trying to run it like a jail. No, he was there to do a job, but he was a nice guy, fair guy, but he was acting as a screw, and he was like that, right, because he knows you need to kind of lay the law kind of thing. Aye. And I could tell he was getting pissed off because before it's the screws and the cons. The screws set the law and order, and the cons need to abide by it. If they step out of line, the screws deal with it. With this, the production were trying to tell the screws what to do, and then you
the messy,
cons are cons. Cons will just do it. Like, they'll know listen, they'll break the rules, especially when you're volunteering, you're not actually in a jail. So a lot of cunts are like, wait a minute, I'm not actually in a jail. You're not telling me what to do. So there was that kind of conflict, mate, and it was ongoing through the full thing, mate. It was a mad experience, but...
Mate, that's such a pure, weird reality to be in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm in a jail, I need to act like I'm in... Like, because what I think with you, mind you're saying, like, you just started... Just thinking your body felt like you were in the jail, like the way you're looking at that woman that's the producer and you're like, that's a screw. Aye. It's, I think, going to, for being outside to going into jail, such a mental shift that even if you know you're on a TV show, your brain can't put all that together and make you act a way. Like, you're either acting like you're in jail or acting like you're out jail. You can't be in between, do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how all this chaos is happening, you know what I mean? Because you're like, right, I need to get myself for this time and that, and you're like, I haven't even done anything wrong. Why am I just sitting in a cell? Like,
I know,
so
mate,
weird.
I know, and plus
your body doesn't know that you're like, that's interpreting a jail, you know what I mean? So it's like pure
it's
fight
weird,
or flight, pure survival mode.
Mate.
But then in your head you're like, no, everything's fine. Inside you're like, fuck, I got my day. You know what I mean?
It was intense, don't get me, because people... See, when I posted their videos on TikTok and all that, obviously been in the jail cell, cunts like that knew it was a show, like, oh, it must have been brilliant. But in the jail all day and got to a hotel at night, and I'm like, no, the jail was the hotel, mate. I didn't leave. That was the thing as well. See, when I did leave it, the last day when we were going home, so they took us out the hall and we were in the grounds of the jail. And see, when I looked at the hall we were in, did you ever see that programme with Sean Bean and Steve Graham, and Sean Bean played the teacher that was in a hit and run, and he got the jail, and he was in a jail. And then, like, he was getting pressured, and Steve Graham was the prison officer.
The prison officer.
And his boy was in another jail, and he was getting blackmailed. So, I don't know if you've seen it. That was the same jail. That was the same wing. So, if you watched that was the wing I was in.
It's a decommissioned jail.
A decommissioned, aye.
So, was it fucked to that? No? Was it still at a good standard?
Oh, it's medieval as fuck.
Is that aye? Because it looked at the
I know what they done, I know. They go to... I know what they done. They made the place more dirty. For the show. Mate, they got duvets. The guy does duvets, right? The guy, the boy I was right. The guy does one, see good pillow and good duvet between the two of us, and he gave the other cunt like a shite pillow and a shite duvet. But I think the duvet and that was for him. But I didn't know. I just picked up a pillow, so I had to have a cushy pillow and duvet, and he had the mad fucking jail fucking plastic thing. But what they done is they flung it like tea, or like the bed sheets and all that kind of shit to make it look as if it was blood and all that. Like,
Fuck's
mate, it was
sake.
manky, mate. The place was fucking stink. It was worse than Berlin.
Was it, aye?
Mate, because I was drinking the water and all the first 2 days, and then because I didn't realise in England
aye.
the water's fucked. Then 2 days into it, like, don't drink the water. And I'm like, well, I've been drinking water.
Oh.
So I end up with every fucked throat and all that.
Mate, never eat shredded wheat, English water and all. Mate.
Never drink English water.
Fuck, oh,
That's
mate.
a new one.
Oh, mate, it was rotten, man. But as I say, see, when I was leaving it, like, I was waiting outside to get the car called for us, and we were back like across. So the hall we were in, this was the hall we were in, and this is like the kind of meeting place. It's like fucking where we arrived. So I was kind of out there and just looking at the hall, and it looked so tiny. Because see, when you're in there, it's like your world. It's like, see, jail's like a micro society. It's like it's got its own politics. It's got its own like fucking business. It's like people selling shit, getting things back. It's getting stuff going on. It's saying gossip because the outside world is fucking meaningless. It doesn't.
It's another planet, innit?
Aye, that's it. It's like with real jail, you kinda learn. See, the longer you do, you kinda adapt. You get people that their bodies in jail but their heads outside. And when you're in jail, you can't do that. You just need to be in the jail.
Aye.
Outside just goes on. You're just somebody's pressed pause in your life out there. It's like a fucking parallel universe.
Aye, that's nuts.
So when you
mate.
came out it, man, it's like you're just like fuck. It was like coming out of trance. It was a weird thing. It's very hard to explain. You would need to actually do it to understand it.
Even in the show as well, so when you walked out, was it actually like the same pure, oh, I'm out.
that air, that Shrewsbury air.
I mean, it was good, man, because
How long were you in it for?
10 days.
10 days, aye.
Aye, 10 days, man. So, not the longest I've done, but that's the thing as well. I could leave whenever I wanted, so that was always hanging near you. And what they did say was, because we get paid for it, but we get paid like a loss of earnings, so because of Ofcom, because we're all ex-cons, they couldn't actually pay us.
Aye.
But they could, let's see if we give them wage slips, they could give us a loss of earnings, so we're getting something for it. But see, in the second day when I said they had the big meeting, they says, look, if anybody wants to leave the now, you will get paid. We'll still pay you if you want to leave. So up to you. If you're going to stay, stay. But if you want to leave, now's the time to do it. So I was like, fuck, I could leave and still get paid. So I had no excuse.
Aye.
But I hung on, man. I was in a few days. I eventually got a cell myself for like a day or two, and that kind of helped bring me back down a bit. Because I'm used to my own space. When I'm in a jail, I like being in my cell. So... pardon the pun, but when I was obviously I done a night or two with wee Harvey. I was dubbed up with him at one point. That was the only celeb I was dubbed up with. But
How did, so was he shit scared the full time, you think?
no, he handled it quite well.
Did he, aye?
Imagine he was swinging cunts about.
no.
Imagine he's going up to
Mate,
big
that's
Yusuf.
stabbing cunts.
They're like, mate, you need to calm down, mate. You fucking get 4 million followers. Plugging cunts up.
Kevin Lane.
Imagine he's like, I'm not leaving here, mate. I'm running this.
Mate, he fucking. That's the thing. See all the celebrities, like, as you say, you adapt. Within a few days, they were all acting like cons. They were just kicking about, man. Mad. Ricky was on the hooch, you know.
Mate, what?
He was mad about telling the screws to get to fuck. That Kev Lane was brewing the hooch. Mate, they were having hooch parties. Mate, see that? Did you see that video of me jumping the gaff and you got to show? That was a hooch party. They were all getting mad with it in there.
Oh,
They went to leave. Like, I think the production went like, right, because it was a film. That was a camera sound. Like, it's not really working. That kind of like, get to fuck. Get mad with it.
Mate,
Fucking
they'll
hell.
get, that Kevin, that's funny. He's making hooch. I think he's a mad like.
he's
Now in the programme, he was like making a salad, and he's like, "You want mackerel?" Not. He's the pure knows what he's doing.
He's like, I
that's
cunt
what I
out a
mean,
movie.
guys.
Mate, he's like, I cunt out a movie or something. A character out of Mad Gangster
no,
movie or
in
something.
Goodfellas, and he's like, he sliced the onions real thin.
Aye, he's like that. Mate, know who I kept laughing at? The guy for Gogglebox.
Aye, Marcus.
Aye, mate, he was, see the first day, he's like, I'm a big boy too, man, what are you going to do? I was like, he's ready for it, man.
Aye,
He was a big cunt.
No, he does like boxing and jiu-jitsu because he was in his gym doing like jiu-jitsu and that with cunts, man. But he's got his own boxing gym. But when I see that thing about I'm the light in the darkness and all that, so I wasn't there when that happened.
I was
Cunts were genuinely raging about that because cunts like that fucking Gogglebox guy seen he's a light in the darkness and that. I'm like, that fucking prick.
He's a fucking Undertaker, fuck's sake.
Mate, he had tunnels of mad. I was like thinking, see everything he was talking about shit. I was like, I think you should have like ran through what you were going to say on this to
Mate,
somebody else because I didn't agree with much.
I think what
it was like.
it was as if he was like I'm got to see if he's sat in the house before it meant and see if they say this to me, I'll just say, you know what, I'm the fucking light in the dark. Like, his beer went through that. He's like, this is going to come across so well and that. And he's like, this beer no at all.
See when he said
Like,
it.
what are you talking about, mate?
See when there was a mad scrap when he said it, he done, I'm the light in the dark place. He was like panicked and he was like, did he come out and say, because I heard somebody go, the light. Fuck's this cunt saying, man.
Aye, but he dropped that quite quickly. No,
Did
he
he?
dropped that press. I think he just realised he's like, fuck, because I think a lot of them went in like.
He thought he was going to teach shit. No,
I think they were all like going to be East, like fucking Charles Manson's followers like, at the cell pure. Aye, and what else? So we should no commit crimes, right? Aye, that's good. Aye.
Oh, what? It's fucking cool.
What better than this?
Never going to break a law again. I think you see after that confrontation, I think Kev, I think he was in with Kev at that time, and he did say to Kev, look, I understand how cunts go into jail and they end up fighting with cunts because he's like, if you're under that in that kind of position, because that does happen.
Aye.
So I think he kind of realised quite quickly, like, fuck, cunts, you're up against it in here. But
do you think there would have been, like, was there a, obviously we've only seen the first episode, was there a scrap or anything, like,
nah.
even with the cons or that, no?
So because, see what a lot of every cunt agreed before, see if two cunts going in and getting a fight, like this, it was funny, right? They says, they had the big meeting, see, before we all went in, and the producers never dealt with a jailer for in their life. Like, okay, if you see two prisoners, if they look like they're going to fight, they're English, right? But I can't be asked in an English accent. So if they see they're going to fight, just tell one of the prison officers and they'll let us know, and every cunt just burst out laughing. I know, boy, we've got to be a grass on telly. So we all kind of agreed, listen, if there's two guys going to fight, we all kind of separate them kind of thing. So that's how you'll see some instances where, like, Yusuf was arguing with one of the screws, Jacks, and you seen like Big Terry, one of the cons, he's kind of like pulling him away because we know, no, I mean, because you know, if you're only in somebody's face for so long, for somebody goes bang.
Aye, it's got to happen.
Aye, there was one with that Kevin and all. He was like holding back the big Yusuf and all his
Kevin's a game cunt. Kevin's a mad bastard.
Back, like for like Sid or whatever.
Aye,
I'm sure.
Aye, because if he was trying to get me G-check, Sid.
He's like, I'm not doing it, man. I'm not gonna G-check him, man.
Big man, I'm 40, you know. That's fucking Ricky,
I'm not
mate.
on that, man.
G-checking Ricky. Right, mate.
Where are you from? I know you're Ricky, but who are you?
G-checking Ricky.
But that'd have been great if he did do that. That'd have been fucking funny as fuck.
Trips, the podcast is brought to you by G4 Claims. If you're involved in a road accident that was not your fault, call G4 Claims on 01698 767 172 or visit them at notatfaultclaim.com. The process is completely free and you could keep 100% of your compensation. Troops, if you want more episodes of Reilly's Gaff, head over to patreon.com/Reilly's Gaff. We have the £3 tier, which gives you access to the extended part of each normal episode where we normally save all the hot action for. We also have the £5 tier, which gives you all the extended episodes, a bonus episode each month, and access to the Discord chat. The £10 tier gives you all of the above, but you get 2 bonus episodes a month and 10% off merch. And the last tier, the daddy, the goat tier as it's called, is £20 a month, and you get everything and anything you would ever want. You get to request episodes, you're a mod on Discord, so your name's a fancy colour and everything. Oh my god. You get shout outs in any episodes if you want a wee birthday shout out, whatever you can think of and we can do, we will do it. And on top of that, you get 20% off merch. How sweet is that? So if you've already joined, thank you so much. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Patreon.com/Reilly's Gaff.
It's mad, mate, because like nicotine must be the thing that makes you cough and no.
He's got this theory, bro.
No, right, because
It's just smoke, bro.
so
It's a hot
see,
smoke.
this gives me, like, I've battered the Nicorette, right, and got a sore throat because of how much I was coughing in that, because when the hanging goes down, it's like pure spicy.
Ooh.
It was other ones that were stronger. It's mad.
Well, I get a Nicky Buzz right now.
Aye.
Oh, my tongue's tingling a wee bit. Is that meant to happen? Am I just tripping?
Yeah, that's that.
That's a fucking dud.
tune on the
We're on the Nicorette, by the way.
Fuck, here we go, man.
Spreading the fucking nicotine love, bro.
Aye, but so back to the jail. So what other celebrities were on it that we've no spoke about?
So
is there any we should know about that you're like they had a ruffian?
right, you had Ricky from EastEnders, we Harvey.
Aye,
Aye.
get him up.
Get it on the telly.
So,
By the way, tip for Nicorette: see when you're tasting the juice, just put it at the side of your gums, and that'll get you a wee Nicky Buzz, and then chew it again when it goes out of flavour. That's what you're supposed to do.
so kind of what's that shit they fucking stick in their gums?
Snus, mate.
Snus, that's
Snus,
it.
mate,
Plus
that's
it's Sonos, I don't know what
This is like diet snus.
Sonos is like a speaker.
I know, because I use it in my lungs. I was like, Sonos, I wasn't too sure.
Right, there's Ricky there.
A Ricky boy.
So, Neil Parish, that's one I've got a lot of experiences. Neil's the Tory MP that got caught watching porn in the House of Commons.
Yes.
Oh, aye.
Mate, mad Neil, what a guy. Mate, what a legend, mate. So, he came in at first. We all kind of get told, listen, there's got to be a Tory MP coming. So, that fucking geared up. I've got my yes flag and all that. All fucking geared up. So when he came in, mate, I just remember he was at the tables. I didn't see him come in, but I just seen him. He was at the tables and he was surrounded by cunts and they were fucking grilling him. And he was kind of like answering. You could see doing that with his hands. You could tell he was nervous. Mate, 2 days into it, he just started, he was bamming cunts up and all that, mate. He's a farmer, right? But he's like, goat the pather. He's funny, mate. He's a mad funny guy. And so he settled in really quickly. He got dubbed up with Shet Sandu. You know Shet Sandu?
Don't know.
He's
Can
like,
you describe him?
He's like Indian, but he was half Indian, half English. He was from Newcastle. A fucking mad cunt. He was like a pimp and all that, a drug dealer, and a mad nutter. Done hundreds of time in fucking Spanish jails and all that shit, man. He was on James English. That's where I first seen him. Nutter gets 666 tattooed on him. Aye,
I think I've seen that cunt.
So he get dubbed up with Shet. Shet was right about, you're not getting fuck all off me. He's like, you're not getting a doovie or nothing. Go and get it off a screw. They end up best pals. Shet was showing him how to make a razor. There was
danger.
fucking so. Obviously, Mad Neil. A few days into it, right, so the producers were coming up with storylines, right, and there was points where, what do you make that face?
This is weird, mate. It's a weird sensation, mate. The mad spite, like, it's like smoke gas now. Like the mad back of the throat thing. It's odd, bro.
So I've stuck it up there, but I kind of felt it there.
See, the minute you swallow, like the flavour of it, it's like just smoking this. Oh, mate, that's wild.
That's me hooked on the fucking chungy. I lost 40 my life to the chungies, man. My dad lost his throat to the chungies.
12 quid a packet, mate. It's fucking, it drains you, bro. The neck of it.
What did you get in a packet?
All sorts, to be fair. You get like 5 of them strips.
Was that a strip?
Aye, that big king I had.
How did you go through a day, but?
Mate, the day last year, to be fair. I just like, I can have normal chewing gum and I just think I need something in my, like, know what I mean? That's why, like,
it's quite
I don't know. It's you see the whole lot of nut in there, bro?
I need to be like chewing something sort of habit, kinda, know what I mean?
Aye.
So it's like, I don't know, I do rattle them, to be fair, but it's better than smoking anyway.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
It's an odd feeling, mate, because like, you can imagine
it's if you've been
smoking a fag.
smoking.
And it's like,
You're all getting pure nicky buzzed on that.
Man.
Right, but so
But
Neil,
ideal.
mate.
So I get, obviously I was pure just raging off of this experience because I was in a jail, but I felt as if the producers were approaching the same people with storylines, and obviously I've got a wee bit of jealousy. I was like, how the fucking am I not getting a fucking storyline and that? So I was dubbed up with Harvard at the time, and I was like, I need to plot something here. I was in a plotting mood. And I was sitting and I was like, what fucking idea? I know I'm going to cover myself in shite. Got to do a shite protest. I was like, Harvey, I'm doing a shite protest, I'm doing it. And I think he was just like, what the fuck am I going to say? Because he was like, I did not think I was going to be in a cell with a Scottish cunt. And this is a Scottish guy, because I was saying cunt and they were all pure like that. But he found it pure bewildering because he's like, every second word you say is cunt. I was like, I call my granny a cunt. But he was just kind of like that, just that way. He was laughing, just that kind of bewildered way. So I'm going to do a shite protest. I was like, I'm going to get my Scotland flag, I'm going to wrap it around me, I'm going to cover myself in shite and just run it, cunts. And then I'm going to jump in that net and see when I jump in that video. That was my plan, to jump in the net with the thing with. So I went like, right, fuck it, I'll tell the producers, just let them know. And I let them know, I was like, listen, I'm about to do a shite protest and just... Right, they were like, okay. And, they were like, right, do you want to date in the shower? The next day they came in and they were like, right, why don't you date in the shower? And I was like, no. I was like, they were trying to talk me out of it, and I was like, not a chance. I'm dating a shite. And I was like, because I was like, mate, if you don't let me do this, I'm going to do a shite protest in protest that you don't let me do a shite protest. Know what I mean? It was like a conundrum, man. So eventually I plotted all day. I was pure hodding in a shit, busting for a shite all day. And I was working on it. So basically, see the pantry where they torn out the food, quote unquote, because it was shit. Oh, I need to get some photos of that, man. So I was on the pantry that day, doing the dinner. Like, weirdly enough, fucking before I caked myself in shite. I mean, so one of the producers came down as I was serving, just before I started serving. So like, right now, after dinner, do you want to just date in the shower? And I was like, no, I want to go and date in the hall and all that. And she's like, look, if we date in the shower, we can contain it, we can control it. So I was like, what? Fuck it, I relented, we'll date in the shower. So after the food gets served, the plan was to do it whilst everybody was having their dinner. So you'll probably see it in the programme that there was the tables not here, so everybody would have their dinner in the hall. So we'd all just came back for the gym, then we got dinner. So a lot of cunts were waiting to get a shower. So they radioed down just after they served the pantry and like basically, producers, I want to speak to you, Jordan. You have to leave your whites and that here because you'll not be back down here. So they kind of gave me the call for it.
Aye.
So I went up to the showers and they'd left toilet roll in the showers for us. So I went into the showers, squatted down, done a shite. And then that way I was pure para, but so I was trying to do a shite and I was trying to keep the edge and I could hear cunts see that mad way. It was like there was jailbait. So I had to do like half a shite and then I got up and then I had to get back to my room and then I waited.
Scurry back to your room.
I was in the last, so where the showers were here, the table, I was in the last cell, so the showers were here, right? So imagine that's the landing. Everybody sat there. I'm in the opposite corner of the hall, so I had to get by them all. So I went back and then I waited. And then 10 minutes later, mate, fucking shit hit the fan. Cunts were going bush. See that Marcus? He fun it, right? And I don't think he was liking his experience of jail, man, because he was just like, nah, man, there's a shit in the shower. He just was not having it. I mean, because I've thought about it so many times. And then I came back, mate, there was cunts like squatting down trying to look in, mate. There was cunts in the shower, like, what the fuck? And cunts were going nuts, like, somebody needs to clean that. We all need a shower. So cunts were going ape shit, and I was like, here we go. And fucking, like, we need something to do it. And Bold Neil's like, I'll do it. They went and got my hazmat suit and all, and they had clean shit. Come into the shower, getting his hands and knees and wiped up my shit.
Oh, mate, he's seen worse. He's seen
worse
worse.
than a farm.
Aye.
But that's the thing, I was pure like, no way, this is poetic justice. The only Scottish guy does a shite in a shower and a Tory MP cleans it up.
Oh, my God. Imagine him, he offered to do it.
Aye.
I mean, that's like,
he jumped in the chance.
mind I offered to clean up sick. Mate, I was in a gaff once and fucking, somebody waited. And I remember being pure out my nut on eckies, like just sitting, everybody sort of was. And people were pure stressing about this thing, you know what I mean? Like, how are we going to get it? Who was that? And I was like, you want me to clean that up? They were like that. Aye, if you want. And I was like, any boards, get me some shit, I'll clean it up. And I was pure clean it up. And in my head, I was so far gone that I was like, now the way if a bit of sick was on that table, you'd be like, I can't even look the smell in it. I was just pure, it looked like lentil soup to me. So I was just like, scoop in a bowl in it. So maybe he was so out his fucking mind and that experience, he was like, I'll fucking clean it up, man. Something to do, innit?
He's got a farm, so he's used to it.
Aye, he's seen worse, mate.
That's how he's in front of all the cows. He's got fucking cattle. He's inherited the farm. He's like fourth generation inheritance, so he's grew up on farms, so it's nothing to him. That's why he was off him, but I just couldn't stop laughing. I was like, this is fucking great.
He cleaned your shit up. That's
nuts, so the next day, I'd forgotten all about it, and they're like, right, the same producer came and got me, and she's like, right, we want you to announce to the hall you done the shite, because they didn't know who done it. And there was one guy, see that guy Tony Gooch, I think they all thought it was him, and I think he was starting to, it's me done it, so because it was the talk of the hall. It was like heavy, like fucking who the fuck would shit, I couldn't see no shame.
Is that an episode of Scooby-Doo?
I was feel like
I would have got away with it
if it wasn't for that fucking Tory
MP.
But so they're like, we want you to announce to the hall that you done the shit. So I was like, right. So I went into my cell and I grabbed my big yes flag tied in there. I was like, I'm going to jump in the pool table. Don't jump in the pool table, it'll break. The pool table was fucked. So I had to jump in a chair. I grabbed my dinner tray and I think it was the end of a toilet brush. I screwed the end of that off and started banging the tray. So I just turned around like, kind of what the fuck? And I was like, I'm here to announce it was me, done it and all that shit. And then someday, they were always like, every cunt was just like laughing and shit like that, going like that, because they were like, oh, I didn't understand a word of that, yeah? That was English bastards and all that. And then basically, the plan was for me to announce to the hall, then to say I would willfully be carted to the seg. So they had a wee seg where they would put cunts. So obviously Yusuf was in it in the first episode. So I was like, right, I'm going to be let them cart me. And I kind of put my hands up, mate, and they heavy turkeyed me up, arms up the back and all that. See, if you watch the opening sequence, you can see it. Fuck, see if I can just show you. Because I'll show you, you'll see it. Because they cut this bit out, which was a fuck it I was raging about, man, because I done a big freedom speech. I said freedom, they're like, hey.
Mate, you must have looked like...
What? So, because it's on my phone, so look, I've just videoed it, see, can you see that yes flag? You'll see it.
Yeah.
See, look, that's me there, getting carted.
Mate, standing on the chair with the toilet brush and the dinner tray, with the Scotland flag, you must have looked like a man like freedom,
must
like a
have
sword
looked
and a
insane, bro.
shield. A sword and a shield,
I was
mate.
going freedom, and then they were time I was like, bastard! Mate, they cut the scene. So apparently, see, because I had that yes flag, apparently Channel 4 lost their shit about it.
Oh.
Mate, they've blurred it out. See if you watch any of the episodes, you'll see it's been blurred out.
But just the word yes or the whole flag?
I think it's just the yes. Too
hell.
political, but there's two Tory MPs. Makes sense. Mate, I know who was raising about it? Mad Neil. He was like, that's a joke. He was actually raising about it.
Did you find
Should
that
I
out?
swung him a
Did you
bit, mate?
find it out? Like, how did you find it out? Were you in there? And they were like, by the way, we're going to blur that or something?
I only found it like about 2 weeks ago.
And did you speak to Neil?
No, so Neil was at that launch the other week.
Right.
So obviously him and Shet appeared back to back. Like Shet's been to his farm and that now.
That's mental, man.
All the celebrities, Neil's the only one that turned up to the launching, man. We all get photos and that. Mad Neil's
He's the only one that turned up, aye? That's nuts, man.
Mad Neil's like one of the boys.
Isn't it mental how, such different fucking walks of life, you know what I mean? But sometimes we cunts just connect with other
Well,
kids.
that's the thing what I say, right? See, jail is a great class leveller. You can be a Tory MP, you can be fucking a king, you can be a prince, whatever. You can be a mad fucking house tanner for the street. In the jail, you're all in jail. You've got the same fucking, you sleep in the same type of quilts, you eat the same food, you get the gym at the same time, you go to exercise. You're not really any better in there.
There isn't a social class, it's just the jail, innit? It's
Exactly. And plus as well, you've all got something in common because you're all in jail. You're all going through the same experience. So that's the thing as well. It's like, I don't know if they'll include it, mate. So seen like one of the last day, the celebs, they had this big thing where they got everybody in. Like, it was like the gym they had. Sat the celebrities down and we all got to ask them questions about their experience and that kind of thing. Mate, everyone apart from Mad Marcus was greeting. They were all greeting, get pure emotional. I can't believe people are so kind. It's really woke me up because Ricky was like his dad's brothers and that all done heavy time for like armed robbery. He was the only cunt he's saying what never went to jail.
Aye.
So it was giving him a taste. He done a I think it's heavy duty. He done like an acting class. It'll be in the next episode. It's probably out by now. And you could tell, man, it's, let's see, the way they've edited it, like in the first episode, he's having a cunt at a time. So the second one, he does the acting class, and where he's obviously brought back up and all that kind of thing, because he really enjoyed it. He was just like taking us through he wrote wee scenarios and all that to do it. So I got to go to the acting class. I think I've made the cut, which is good, man. But it was good doing an acting class with Mad Ricky, you know what I mean?
Mad Ricky.
He had to wear like the mad blue and yellow. I think did he end up doing it? I don't think he tried to escape.
No, he did end up wearing them, mate, because I remember, because I didn't know about this escape. I came up with, what the fuck you wear a name for? They're like, escape, Ian. I was like, when did you escape?
It was the funniest escape. Like, it was no plan. It was just, right, I'm off. Walked away and it was a little Lonsdale tap.
It's like being at like a gaff or being out with your pals and being like, I got the back high up else telling him, right, Nico's like, I'm just going to do it. That means that he's got to get out of jail.
The old Irish exit. Irish goodbye.
Aye, mate. Fucking aye. What a guy, man. That's the first thing I said to him, because when I seen Ricky, I was kind of like that. He was walking up the landing. He's fucking tiny.
Oh, right.
I was like, mate, I thought you were bigger. He's like, you must have a big telly.
He had good part then, aye.
I was brand new. He couldn't understand a word that I could say. See when he was talking to him, he's kind of like that. I'm like, fuck's sake,
Just
man.
squint his face at you the
They're all
full time.
kind of like that, man. I'm like, come on, to fuck. Big Yusuf couldn't understand a word that says, man.
Oh, no.
Nah.
See you feel like London or something?
Aye, London, I'm not sure whereabouts.
Aye. Mate, could we go through the other celebrities?
Aye.
Because there's some that obviously.
So Mad Tom
I've not seen
Rosenthal.
him.
Mad Tom, mate, what a guy. I didn't really have much engagement with Tom. At one point, right, he ended up going on a hunger strike, right? Because he wanted his, is it a bauble? You see a bauble to tie your hair back? He was wanting his bauble and they wouldn't give him, so he went on a hunger strike.
A bauble?
The guy's bauble.
Aye, mate, because he's got mad wavy hair, so, and his telly wasn't working, so what he done was, obviously he was behind his door locked up, he got toilet roll, right, and he started drawing me images in the toilet roll and sellotaped it his telly, so it was it's just a mad cunt. And
Who is he, an actor or something?
ever seen Friday Night Dinner? A pledge.
Aye,
He's in that. He's a comedian actor.
Ah, right, okay,
So
okay.
At one point, a few of the boys put a do-rag on him and she drew like a teardrop on his face, and Mad Liam, he'd offered him like a Mr. Kipling. See, like a wee cake, he put him on the stair, and he came back up the stair and he's obviously got his do-rag on, and he started swagging about and he's like, oh, there's your Mr. Kipling. He went, fuck you, slapped it at you. He started swagging away. And that's how you see in the clip. Liam flings at him, man. But aye, what a funny cunt, just a pure quirky guy. But Mad Shit ended up pulling him up for the do-rag. He's like, you're making us look like fucking arseholes, you know. He was raging. Shit's quite an intimidating guy.
How big's that shit?
He's a bit smaller than me in height, but he's quite a fucking milk cunt.
he
He's
looks
obviously
nuts,
a bit
mate.
older, but he's got the eyes. You can see he's seen and done some shit.
I'm sure in the in next week's episode, the look forward thing, I'm sure he was kind of. I think he's going to be in the next episode.
So
quite
because him
heavily.
and Neil were padded up, so because they ended up fucking good pal, because he ended up kind of taking Neil under his wing a bit. So there was a guy, Tony, he was getting fucking mad. Tony Gucci, the guy that was shouting at the MP, he was getting told by the producers, right, wind up Neil, play pranks on him. So he was doing mad shit like fucking, he put a bucket on top of the door. And so when it was Shet in Neil's room, but Shet's walked in, the bucket's hit the flare and it's flooded the place. I've heard him going nuts. He was like one of the ones you can hear him.
Aye.
And he was just doing mad shit to fucking Neil at Bam, and he jumped out and gave him a fright and all that. And basically fucking they ended up putting Neil in with Tony, and fucking they were like, right. They were like to Neil, right, we need to prank back Tony. And Neil was like, oh yes, let's do it and all that kind of thing. He's a mad farmer. So Neil flung fucking mackerel, beans and all that out Tony's bed. And I think by this point, Tony, this was a bit near the end of the experiment, I think Tony had enough and he lost his fucking mind, smashed up the cell and walked off the show.
Did he? Aye.
Oh,
Me and Marcus cleaned up the cell, mate. He wrecked it. There was beans. There was fucking
mackerel.
He flung a chessboard at Neil. I picked up a chessboard and flung, because Neil played chess. Flung it at me. He went nuts. Trashed the gaff, mate.
Mate, I suppose if it's towards the end, I know he's probably just choking to get out, like stress. Like,
He seemed a bit fuming for the start, mate.
Aye.
He seemed a bit like, because I think he really believed in needing to be reformed and that. It was a lot of his, when he was shouting and that, it was all about like, this isn't fucking working. I think he was getting, because that MP was just going, it's all your fault. You know? Pure wound up, but I think he fucking, you could tell for the
like
start.
I was like at one point, Jesus,
Aye.
that way it was like at a point you're like, fuck this.
Aye, right, let's
Aye,
go.
Mad Marcus.
Aye, we spoke about
Yeah,
we kind of spoke about Marcus, haven't we? Harvey, we spoke about
beautiful
Peter
boy.
Hitchens.
Peter Hitchens, mate, when he came in, they couldn't really knew who he was. So when he walked onto the landing,
There's another screw, man. Fuck.
Mate, some cunts thought, aye, well, he's a beast. They were all shouting beast. He came onto the landing, before they go to sale, some cunt stole his glasses off him, gave me them. He's like, give me my glasses. And I was like, all right, and the screw's like, give me his glasses. So I gave him his glasses. He went in the cell. Obviously, Big Yusuf is right in with fat camera. He says, like, say free the man, them. He's like, free the what? And he's like, say free the boys. He's like, which boys?
Well, it depends what boy, doesn't it?
So you get dubbed up with a boy, Tom Roberts. Tom's young, Tom's 21, pure ADHD dude. He's not just dead full of energy. So Tom was on a programme when he was away, like a child, and it was like Britain's most badly behaved children or something like that. So Tom just wound them up the full time. Like everything they said, he would go, oh yes, bloody brilliant. Wound them up. I ended up next door with Harvey, so we were next door to him and Peter, and you would just hear like all through the night the tunes just pumping. He's just got the tunes on with the speaker, that, and Peter's obviously like, what the fuck? So Peter, we eventually found out, so Peter doesn't believe in drug addiction. Doesn't believe in addiction. You see, an alcoholic doesn't use the term alcoholic. It's a heavy drinker. He thinks addiction's a choice. You can get off it and he also believes that jail should be tougher. So he came in and he's get mad. See about weed. We get put in a addictions group. It was like, of course, it was me. Shep was there. Reese was dubbed up with Sid, and Peter was there. And obviously talked about drug addiction. Obviously, I was talking about my experiences and that kind of thing. And Peter said something that mostly, like 95% of terrorism is committed whilst high on cannabis. It makes people violent and all that. And so shit's got a CBD company. He's like, oh, what? And they were like, fuck you, and all that. And the heavy went through him, mate, and all that shit, man. And you could tell Peter was kind of like, fucking that way. Peter's quite a staunch cunt. Very staunch in his opinion, but he doesn't just say something for his sake. He clearly researches what he says, but aye, man, he could tell he was kind of like a rabbit in the headlights at that point. Like, they end up walking out, they're like, fuck you, I'm not sitting in a room with this cunt. I ain't saying that, but I had a wee debate, not debate, I just kind of was like, right, which of you, because I'd seen Peter before, but I didn't recognise him until a few days in. I seen him on Newsnight debating Matthew Perry, died, debating him about addiction, and it was, did you ever see that?
I think I seen this clip after he died.
Same.
So
TikTok.
it was with Peter, so I says to him, I seen this clip of you and Matthew Perry, and it was kind of, what the fuck, have you seen that? That's the kind of look he gave me. But I kind of, it was kind of civilised debate, discussion kind of thing, man, with him. But Peter was brand new.
No,
and at the start, he was kind of, he was the jigsaw piece that struggled to fit.
Aye,
so quickly, but
the
eventually,
most, aye.
as I say, it's like eventually people just settle in, And I remember him writing an article saying we were always blood brothers and all that kind of thing. Because it's all, you're going through that experience.
He's turned into a crip.
That's what I'm talking about. Every cunt ends up a fucking con.
Because they're just like, we're on this again. Oh, fuck it. Like, you just
imagine him in the fucking office writing with 50 Cent on that. I mean, my fucking boys. Just a pen.
What influence was that? I pausing it and looking up the lyrics and all that.
Hated it, loved it.
Aye, so see the last night, right? So see when I filmed that Gaff party, you got to show me love. That was next door to Peter's cell. So Peter was obviously leaving the next day. The production team had went home, so we just were having a party in the wing. And Peter had to be up early to go and write an article. He had to go to his work, and he was going nuts because he couldn't sleep. He got up, he grabbed his book and all that, and he went to the gate, shouted to school, lad, the production team have all fucked off. I'm fucking leaving and all that. I took a video. It was like a 7-minute video. It was right beside myself. He was going fucking off his nut. But he stayed to the next day, man. But when I first met him, I was kind of like, fuck, a bit of a dick, man. But see, as you get to know him, you're like, he's actually a decent cunt. You know what I mean? But he's just on Twitter. He's one of the people either love him or hate him. He's near in between them.
Aye.
Mate, how much do these cunts get paid to go on that? Do you think?
They'll get paid a fair whack.
Because, like, why would he do that, mate?
Johnny Mercer. Aye, well, we spoke about him. That's the MP
so I never
that was
met him.
Aye,
He
that was
done
it.
the pilot.
Aye. Aye.
Actually, when I'm thinking about him on it, I actually quite liked him. Like, just the way he was. No, he was just sitting smoking
the fag, pure giving out life lessons
he
and
was
that.
smoking elf bars going,
Aye, so he was.
it's not easy. It's not easy. It's especially in prison. He was having all these mad things. I actually quite liked him.
Because when we didn't know he was going to be in the show until the trailer came out, and we were all like that, because we were on a group chat, like, who the fuck's this cunt? And then it was George, one of the screws, because he done the pilot and the real thing. He's like, Johnny Mercer, he's an MP, he done the pilot. So the way it's edited 7 celebrities, there was only 6 in our experiences, but they've just edited it in. But he was like, he was a horrible cunt. So I think there's been a part of the reason, obviously, he became cabinet minister, so I don't think he could do the next bit, but I think they were maybe thinking, right, maybe he's just a bit too staunch to put in. Because there was only when I think they done the pilot, there was less people, and it was less days, it was like 5 days, so if it was all his man, he would have get fucking terrorised. But Yusuf and that, he'd have fucking
Yusuf, mate, he'd have been
right.
I was thinking that when I was on it, I was like, he's kind of go, because he was just with the guy who was a burglar who you'll talk about left. I forget his name.
Tony.
I was just with him and then fucking Kevin.
Aye.
And I was thinking, like, see if Big Yusuf and let's see if that guy got a holiday, mate. They're up to my part.
No, because Yusuf was on every cunt, man. It was funny. It was just.
Do you think he was getting a buzz out doing it? I know, but like, do you think he was just doing it like to make the show sort of thing?
Well, that's what one of the producers said. Like, there's probably an aspect of his personality that's like that, but he's no like that. I'm not saying he's no like that, but he can be like that. He's probably done that because he's got a bit of a past. Obviously, he's got a bit of a past. Know what I mean? So. Right now he's got his own business and that, he does well, he's like fucking, he's in with that Misfits, see all that
is he, aye?
That bouncer and that, I think I don't think he's fought in the Misfits show, but it was one of the last Misfits show, he was like one of the guys, see, when the two couldn't square up and then they need to get pulled off.
Aye, like security sort of, I have no security.
He's going to be fighting on like, the Misfits show, but he cunt is fit as fuck.
Is he, aye?
Oh, mate,
he looks a big cunt, man.
Big unit, so he is, man. But he ended up getting asked to leave at one point because it was just putting on too many cunts. Putting on the screws and that, because the screws were like that. A big George was saying to us, like, listen, like, fucking, if he done that in a real jail, we would fucking tie him up and put him in the seg, but we can't do that. So it's like the screw, because the screws were obviously getting, some were getting intimidated, then they were going back and going like, listen, man, you're going to do something, we can't, we would act on this, but we can't.
Aye, we can't escalate for that, aye.
So it's like, we're just letting cunts walk away. So that's how it ended up a bit. There was probably a lot of shit backstage. There was like a back room that we obviously never had access to, that probably a lot of shit got said when I'm talking about.
Aye, it seems almost like it would be like a mayor, like kind of, that's an extra bit of pressure to it, because it's like, we've not got the same like force that we can use, know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it's no somebody that's actually locked up, so it's like just a normal person, you can't be doing that, but then if they're getting told to act that way, then you need to expect
so
it.
that's where the kind of, because it's the production team are calling all the shots, but
aye, they're in charge, really.
Aye, exactly, but it's the screws are like, listen, you need to run a jail.
It's a hard thing to experiment in people in it, but obviously there was no actual boxing on that, but there might be some on TikTok, mate. There might be a TikTok boxing event.
Oh, aye, maybe, might be fucking all capital letters.
So the man who's kind of been behind this for the start, Kaz Milligan, he's actually sent us in a video message.
For me?
For you, I think, because I said...
When did they send it?
Today, mate.
It's fresh.
And I said
fresh off the press.
because we know there's a lot of like, oh, he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. So I said, Kaz, let's send a video in, let us watch it on the podcast, tell your side, and then we can hear what you think of what he's saying.
We're just mediators here.
We're just middlemen. Right.
Fivo, I bet you never expected me to be on your episode. But listen, if I'm here, it will actually get views, so thank me later. I know yous are discussing boxing, so I want to just give the actual truth. Mark and Ravy Davy has been calling me out for 3 years straight. What have I done? I gave them contracts every time. Mark, of course, publicly declined and refused to sign the contract all 3 times. Ravy Davy was my backup fighter because he's been calling me out and begging to fight me all this time. Know what you're going to say, Ravy Davy, it was 2 years ago, but now he's a busy man and now he's got businesses, so he no longer wants to do it. He called me out about 11 or 12 days ago. Within 24 hours or 48 hours, I gave him the contract in his email inbox. Bearing in mind, in this contract, it's all of his terms. The biggest payday of his life. And the reason I know that is because me and Ravy Davy were live on TikTok and I says to him, what's your biggest payday? It was 1,200. I then said, cool, I'll guarantee you 5 grand. So that's his biggest payday. So he said, 5 grand's no enough, I want a percentage. So I says, cool, 50-50, that's fair. I'm paying for everything. I'm going to be out of pocket. By the time I get my 50% back, I'm not going to make as much as Ravy Davy. He's pure profit. He just needs to train, turn up, fight, get his money and boost. And of course, Ravy Davy went away and had more excuses. I want 60-40. Now that's completely unfair on my behalf, and I'm pretty sure anybody with at least 6 brain cells will actually agree. Considering I'm paying for everything, he's got the weight advantage and he's getting his biggest payday of his life. Ravy Davy has went away and absolute breaked his panties. Ravy Davy claims to be this big wrestler promoter and he knows how to market and he knows how to promote, but yet he's getting angry at me making a few TikToks. And I know you're also going to say, oh, but Kaz is editing videos making him look like a shite bag. Take away the marketing, take away the videos, take away everything I've ever said. Ravy Davies called me out. I gave him a contract, all in his advantages. He's not signed the contract. You and Ravy Davy even made a music video and a diss track speaking about how he's going to batter me in the boxing ring, how he'll punch me about. That was rap cap. Because he's not even willing to step in and prove himself right. Ravy Davy averages 1,000 or 2,000 views on his TikTok videos unless he mentions me. Also going to get all that clout and attention to his wrestling school that he keeps going on about. It's that important you'll take any opportunity to grow your business. I'm offering you the biggest payday of your life to put towards your wrestling school. I've also offered that his wrestling school can be a sponsor across the whole event, meaning we'll promote that wrestling school at every press conference, the open workout, on the event. No more excuses. Ravy Davy's a pussy-o. That's me done. Evan, Jamie, I love yous to bits. Fivo, I wish nothing but the best for you, mate. It's all business to me. It's never personal. I want everybody to get an amazing opportunity from this event. Give the audience an amazing, entertaining night. Ravy Davy as well, if you don't sign the contract, I wish you nothing but the best with your wrestling school and other ventures that you go to do. Fivo, if you got down to 75 kilo, I'd happily fight you. But you're an absolute unit, so fuck that.
Oh, a bit of class there at the
He's
end.
a fucking black belt and talking shit.
What's happening?
Where do you
with
start with that, mate?
So, mate, right, I'll be on. See with Kaz, right? Obviously, all the TikTok shit, that was just easy content for me. Just bamming it up. I only started bamming them up with the fucking, when all this boxing shit was starting again, because I'm like, this is never going to happen. It's the same shit. Spoke to him in the live yesterday, and I was being civil. I was like, I'll go on what he's saying in the live, and I was kind of like, this guy, obviously part of me is like, he's just playing a character, he's doing this and that, and I just kind of spoke to him in the live, being civil and that kind of thing. A few things he says, and I'm like, right, would you fucking say that in a room with me, you cunt, in my head, but I let it be, and then I seen he put up a video, he'd edited the live, and it looked like I was sucking up his ass. I was like, you fucking wank. So I was telling the bulge in there, I sat, mate, I was eating my dinner, right? I was like, right, you want to edit videos? You want to edit videos? Mate, I made a 54-second edited video, it took me fucking 2 hours. I get autistic about this, mate, I was like, fucking prick. And mate, I was sitting, I fell asleep at 8, I woke up at like 1 in the morning, I was like, I was raging, mate, I was just pure annoyed. Because I'm nobody to the gym and all that, man, I'm like, you fucking dick. And I was just like, oh, it's just, with Ravy, because I phoned Ravy after it and we were talking about it, see, Ravy did say to me ages ago, he's like, listen, he's like, even if he did offer me the fight now, there's no benefit to me. I've got the followers I wanted, my wrestling school's doing well and that kind of thing. but he's fucking a professional waffler, Kaz. I'm actually see I was watching that, I was waiting for him to fucking say something, but he knows how to do it. He knows how to do it.
Like slight.
See, I don't hate him, but no, I'm like, he fucking annoys me. He's starting to irritate me. I wish.
He makes you hate him, then goes, do you know what? I wish nothing but the best. You're like, he's alright.
I'm coming.
That's nice, man.
Mate, I see like, when that video started, you're like, and then I just seen like a leg going a bit.
I was ready, mate, because I know, because even you said they done it today, I was like, because I never seen him reply back to that video, and part of me was kind of like, see, after I done it, I just didn't look at my notifications, because I'm like, if he replies back to this, I'm going to be raging. And it was like, oh, I fucking hate you, I can't. But I would really like this thing to go on, but I just think it's a circus. I just don't think it's going to happen. With Ravy, I can see Ravy's point. Ravy's like, look, it's going to be worth my while. He has got a business. He has to put a lot of shit in the back burner. And when he talks about Guy's wrestling promotion, Guy all the clout and all the eyes, thing is though, for him to promote this, he's going to need to slaughter him. So there might be people watching that like, I don't want to take my way in to see him.
A press conference thing and like the TikToks and the build
He's
up.
like a community kind of, like it's families not
aye,
like
so-
it's
and
because he's dealing with younger Waynes and that. It's like,
He's trusted. So I see his point as well. He's like that, right? His biggest payday his career. It's like that. How can you project that? He can talk all the numbers, but the thing is as well, views don't equate to ticket sales.
I think it would just be fucking amazing, but
imagine there was that. Imagine
I just want a day to slaughter some cunt. See all that Conor McGregor shit, pure just bam some
Mate,
cunt
but
up.
how funny would it be, you know, if like Ravy Davey wanted to take a different approach to it? Not like imagine he done it like pure, like went in like pure zen and that. Like he walked, imagine he got a ball day and had like an orange robe,
like a monk.
Just like strips it
The hockey mask and all that.
You could do something, mate. You could do something to win the damage.
See, when I was talking today, I phoned Ravy after that phone call, and Ravy's got his reasons, know what I mean? And I believe in his reasons. He's no scared at anybody. And he's like, I've known him for fucking 10 years, mate. He's durable, know what I mean? If he can't beat somebody in a fight, they can't beat him. He's just one of the cunts who'll just keep coming at you.
Aye.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Kaz admits that. He's like, in a street fight, he would fight me, but he doesn't want to get embarrassed. And it's like, that's no the reason. He doesn't. You cannot embarrass Ravy. He just... The way he sees it, if he does this, and Kaz is going, I'm doing all this, it's benefiting him. It is. Nobody would go to all this trouble. He's no that selfless. Selfless. See what's selfless? The cunt was combing his beard. Come on, man. Think he gives a fuck about anybody else but himself. But give his due. He's doing a good job at it, but it's like, I do wish this was going ahead. I'd love to take part in this.
Would it be physically possible for you to get to 75 kilo, Jack?
If I fucking start hammering these mad fucking knickerheads, man.
I had to spit that out, mate.
Mate, I was actually sitting. I was sitting like that last night. Like, right, how long could I go in the brown for? I could probably lose a bit of weight or something. 21 kilo.
Imagine like
the gear diet.
know how for the UFC they do like embedding. It's like the 6 days like leading up to the event, so they follow all the athletes that doing their weight cuts. And that imagine it was like we done that, but it was just you taking smack to try and get down to 75. Just sitting in a room.
Us with like white lab coats on, like administering it.
I was Fivo, just turn up at the Motherwell high rise. Like something in the moment, man.
Turn up on green. Let's go for that.
Aye, fuck's sake. That's the thing. It's like 21 kilo, mate. I would literally, I'd probably lose the fight if I went in 21 kilos.
Just walk in and fire,
You would need to lose bone mass or something. You need to cut up a limb, mate.
Because mate, I've spoke to you see when you see cunts in fights and boxing matches and they get clipped and they just grab. That's that weight cutting that does that. It's the dehydrating. Because apparently, see, with a lot of boxing promotion, obviously this thing, I don't know how legit this is going to be because he's saying making weights and I'm like, how much is it going to need to actually? Are you going to escort
Should
that?
maybe just be a fucking certain between this and this. You can't be like 80 kilos, know what I mean? Like, as if like cunts like on like fucking say Scottish Declan gets the gloves on, do you know what I mean? Like he's not gonna, how's he gonna know how to weight cut that properly? He's not gonna know.
No, he's just going to
Have a clue.
cut down on the
Who could we
Cornells
get on it, right? So say it does happen, Hingy, Kaz and Davey, say Davey's got, I need to go and paste him. He does it, right? So that's the main event. Then say like, who realistically could get in the ring with you? Because I put a TikTok up saying, because every time you're like that, every time you make a video like you're in the ring, you're like that, right, who's fighting is that? And I'm like, I'm just thinking about every other cunt on TikTok. I'm like, that wouldn't be.
You're going for a Rolodex in your head like Scottish Declan.
The only cunt, Lee Sutherland could maybe talk you into like almost hypnotise you with his words, and then just paced you. Bigley's got a dig on him, I think.
I think he gets one big backhand.
Oh, he's a
on
big
you.
boy.
Oh, he's got a dig
Plus
on
as well, mate, it's like he's got a lot of weight. Is he hitting that?
Aye.
I fucking end up fucking breaking my
Mate,
arm
no,
up, man.
it'd be like that. No, have you ever seen that Simpsons where Homer's fighting the mad Mike Tyson guy and he's just getting hit in the face like that?
And then the last punch he knocks him out.
Mate, no, do you mind when he put up a story saying like who should I box and somebody was like Jamie Kelly for Reilly's Gaff? I was like, no fucking way.
I go an opponent. I go to somebody. Obviously, I spoke to him, and I had two because when I put up that video, there was hundreds of cunts getting tagged, but nobody was replying. I was obviously like fucking pushing the boat, like fucking, know what I mean? All these people tagged, not one cunt answered. Two people I spoke to. The first person that replied back to a comment, a message, and he said he was up for it. And I thought it'd be a good sell. I don't know if there's any point even saying it the now, but I think I should.
Just say it, aye, and then whatever.
See Jasper?
Aye.
So cunt said me and him used to look like each other. So I'm like, right, that cunt, because he popped up 240k followers. I'm like, come here, you. I said I'm up for it. And I'm like, Glasgow, Edinburgh, we look like each other, but we don't. Because cunts used to call me Jasper.
Did they?
You
Aye.
guys like, oh, Jasper. And I'm like, fucking get away, wee guy, I'll do your dance. Shit like that. So
That's the eat versus the wheat, mate.
but fucking the property boss messaged me, I know.
Did he? Aye. Mate, we said that.
We said that as well.
Because he commented, somebody tagged him, and then I think he commented, but it was after I spoke to Jasper, so I was like, I've spoke to him. And then his bird commented, the property boss, because I was like, who's this bird? And then I clicked and I was his missus, and I was like, then he messaged me, and I was like, fuck's sake. So I was like, look, mate, I think I've got an opponent, but two likely opponents as well, man. But I don't know what fucking the weight the property boss is.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy, mate. He's no as like tall as you, but he's a big guy. He's like quite a big cunt.
That fight, because we're going to be commentating on it.
Aye.
I think like that fight we could bill as like the old ox versus the young bull.
Aye.
Know what I mean?
Aye.
Tell you how I could bill it. See, before he came on your podcast, I'd spoke to him about coming on mine, and then before he'd done yours, he patched me and came on this.
Oh, mate,
I've got beef.
Oh, mate, I put my money's on you.
And
Then,
plus,
mate,
as
you
well,
got
obviously that shit was like, I don't know what, man, I'll be going in with the fucking their face and all. Mate, I'm planned this shit. I'm coming to
you'll get the old bull riled up, mate.
Oh, mate, I'm going to have it, mate. Cunts are getting it, but that's the thing. It's like
Holding at the red fucking
properly boss. Getting as one of my ring girls. Oh, mate, I planned this shit.
Mate.
So, but what I know, a fight I would love to see, and cunts were calling for it. See Fraser Holy, that ginger, and Dan Meekin. You know who Dan Meekin is?
two workies.
The two workies. So Dan Meekin's a guy. He's like in business. He's like a workie. He puts trade shit up on TikTok. He's got a decent following, man. He's quite a funny cunt. And that Fraser Holy, but cunts have been tagging that Fraser like used to should fight. But that Dan's not been replying to anything. But even Ravis says, I know that's a fight I want to see.
Oh, mate, imagine they two.
Aye, mate.
Just getting in, hitting each other with spirit levels and
I
that.
know. But apparently that wee Matty guy. Him and a guy Higgy, don't know who Higgy is.
Aye, I seen this.
They two have agreed. They've apparently
Mate, this is what I'm saying. Like, aye, so there's actual shit lined. But it's just we just need.
Well,
it's like a domino hang in it. Like as soon as like Kaz and that all just fall into place. So we just need them to.
Aye.
I don't. But who else could say Davey can't do it? Who could fight?
So
Kaz?
we need somebody, right? Because see for this, because before it was Mark and Kaz, and right, and as much as they'd beef and all that shit, it's like. Cunts want to see the two of them get lathered. We don't want to live in a world where one of them's going to be a winner. We want to live in a world where it's good versus evil. Good guy like Ravy is like seen as the good guy. No, I mean, he is a good guy, and Cass obviously plays the villain. No, I mean, and he plays it quite well.
Pantomime villain in it.
He pantomime
in the chair and that.
I know, combing his beard. Oh, fuck. So, but I don't know, because I says to him, he's like, I'd probably look at like an English creator or something, man. But then I'm like, right, what are you going to bring them up to Scotland? Because his big thing is he wants to bring it to Scotland. So that's his big thing. Because before he was want to fight Simple Simon. So that's how I'm like, right, wait a minute. So it was want to fight Simple Simon, then it was Mark. Now he's want to bring it to Scotland. So I'm like, you're full of shit. You know what I mean, I'm like, I don't buy a word he says. So I don't really know who he could fight. Somebody you could get behind, but.
Have any seen that Ed Matthews? What he's up to the now?
He's fighting that
fucking living in caravans and that. I don't know what.
Do you know that man?
Is
it Ben Hatchett?
Aye, that cunt.
That cunt was like screwball. He's been in like fucking what's that mad hospital fucking Charles Bronson was in?
Oh, the Strange Ways? No, that's
Broadmoor.
Aye,
he's like been. You can see in he's a fucking nutter.
Get him out to fight.
I know. You seen that cunt in that fight? He's like fucking knocked cunts and screams at him. He's like a mad nutcase.
Aye, Phil loves it.
Aye, he's the kind of cunt that was like, he would like. Because when he was about to fight that Ed Matthews, like seeing that video, I think he was actually genuinely about to fight him there now.
Aye, like let's do it right now.
He does that bare knuckle and all that cunt.
Ed Matthews is off his nut, mate. Doing shit like that, I think. Aye, but so can we find an opponent for Kaz then? Can anybody think of somebody? What about Amanda Britt?
Oh my God, aye.
Amanda Britt.
No, Amanda Britt against Jade. What's her name?
The mad.
Jade Jackson.
Aye,
mate.
every cunt's like, go and do Jade Jackson. Aye, that's a likely matchup. Mad big fat ginger bird will just punch fuck out of her. Get down the domestic. Is that not Peter Tobin's niece?
Aye.
That sells itself, man.
Oh, mate, that is, by the way, that's the fucking...
I remember they went Lana Wolf versus Jane Parton, but is that not? Because remember it was all the big. That's the thing as well, mate. It's like at this point, see, when you look at the comment sections of the videos, cunts are like, listen, fuck up. Or fed up of hearing it. It's like going to get to a point where people
are just going to be like, shut up, man. Because, see, to be honest, like, obviously we spoke about the first time about doing it. Kaz is like, we want you commentate, host it, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I'm like, mate, that would be amazing. Like, every fight we can do a podcast, like a wee mini podcast. See, like, the gloves are off. Sit back to back, now, like, with the chairs. Mate, we could do that in here and we could mediate it and that. But, it's just getting it. Just getting it started.
It's just getting the two cunts to fucking fight.
If there was a fight agreed, I think it would, everything else, as you say, would just fall into place. See if it was like, I will do it. Not see all this like contract stuff, like just rap or that. Just get something in place. Get a fight on the go, mate. Cause I want to start doing mad things like that.
No, mate, I'm looking to slaughter some guys, so I'm pure just going for Kaz. But I'm like, there's nothing to. Well, I'm slaughtering them on TikTok, and it's like, but there's no payoff for it. It's getting some views because it's funny, but then it's like it's not really leading to anything.
See as well, no, you should do, Kaz, this is for you. You should just set a date and just be like, it's happening this time, and just get everything prepared.
Imagine Kaz Milligan watching my podcast. Get up, you Kaz. I'm not watching any of your podcast, you prick. But I know it would be great.
I think we need to move. How long we done? Right, troops. We need to move on to the Patreon, so we're going to hang a bit for another 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that.
2 hours or something.
No, 2 hours. So, Fivo, where can people find all your videos, your stuff? Tell them.
So, right now you can find me on Facebook with a big fuck off blue tick. I gotta get verified. Oh, mate, I just keep it means nothing. I don't even pay for it. I'd see.
How did you? What are you verified on? Like
my page?
No, but like, what did you put through it as like a? What you are, like a content creator or something?
Because, mate, see, try to get verified, see, actually try to find it, it's quite hard. So I went into like it was like the help centre and just typed in verified, and it was like request, fill out the form. And it says, who's your demographic? What do they watch your stuff for? So I said like early teens to late 40s, watch for comedy, podcasts, and slaughter cunts. Music. But, because it was somebody that said to me, see, because I'd obviously had a few articles written about us. They were like, you should try and get verified. And I was like, fucking Eureka. So I applied to
you need to like have spoke about on certain platforms.
You need to have but I was on the Channel 4 website. I've had a few articles. I have had fake accounts made, so I'm like, fuck it, why not? So I applied to Instagram, still waiting to hear back. TikTok knocked me back right away. Because part of TikTok shit, they look at the community guidelines and all that, and I've had a few breaches lately. Obviously slaughtering cunts.
Mate, your video, you know the boy that done the driving lesson video?
Aye.
Jamie Nolan,
aye.
So he came on here and he was talking about know who I'd love to shag Lorraine Kelly, right? And we put like a TikTok of that up, and it done really well, obviously. And they took it down for that.
Why?
Because he's saying he wants to shag a woman.
Was it sexual fucking suggestions?
I was like sexual exploitation or something. I was like that.
Nobody's allowed to shag Lorraine Kelly. TikTok's like, no chance.
Sex before marriage? Not a chance. What you was talking about, man?
Mate, I've been done with that on live. Seeing live is sexually suggestive content, but I'm not saying I'm going to pump cunts, but I'm like, how do you know what I'm talking about?
Aye, and your accent and that, I know. How did he do
I'm
it?
not meaning like I want to shag them sexually, I want to shag them violently. No homo. No,
so you Hawaii Fivo on Facebook?
Aye, Fivo on Facebook.
Just Fivo.
So I just FIVO because that was before the reason why I made it Hawaii Fivo, because I had Instagram and it was 50 Boy Jordan. That was obviously my old one. And somebody's like, I'm going to need to change it to 50 so cunts can connect the two. So I tried to change it to 50. Obviously the name was taken, so I was like, what can it be, 50? And I remember I screw in the jail when I was in Pullman. It was when I worked in the gym. It was a PTI, it's called. It was a physical training instructor. He's a screw, but he works in the gym, so they're a bit more laid back. He used to call me Hawaii 50, and I think because it was so far away from 50, which I hated and loathed, Hawaii 50 was a bit more exotic. So I just went Hawaii 50 and it worked. So for then I just went Hawaii 50 and then I started saying it in like mad tunes I was then, and then I just went for there, so it just became Hawaii 50. But so that's on Instagram. TikTok, I've been banned countless times, so I've had to go Hawaii_50, Hawaii.50, fucking 50 Hawaii. So now I'm doing to Hawaii_Hivo.
It's getting a bit technical.
I see when you tell cunts that Hawaii Hivo, they're just like, what?
Sounds
I'm like,
Japanese.
I know, man. Fuck, it's a heavy code name.
Aye.
So it's Hawaii_Hivo on my TikTok. No yet verified, but my Facebook got verified, which is a good thing. It doesn't even mean anything. It means nothing, but I can't stop looking at it. I was trying to look at it when I went to the toilet here.
Just to stare at it, just like,
you can't get a signal no more. Fucking hell.
I've made it.
Mate, I need to go move my motor, man. Just like, but mate, it's good having it, know what I mean? Because it gives you a wee air of legitimacy.
It makes you feel.
Professional
Hopefully
credibility,
gets me
bro.
my whole fucking thing.
Oh, aye. Oh, there you go. If anybody, if you're into verified, guys, we've got one right
I'll
here.
come verify your fanny.
And Banged Up is Tuesdays at 9 or something.
think-
Quarter
Channel
past
4.
9 right after Great British Bake Off.
I think it'll
prime
be.
time, bro.
I
Prime
think
time.
the last episode's out like 2 days after this comes out or something like that. So you can go and if you're not seeing any of them, go catch up on them all. What is it like? 4 or something like that. You can go and catch
all
up.
4 app, you get
all
it?
4, aye, that's
4
it.
on demand, all 4 app. I just call it the all 4 app. I'm actually on 2 shows on the all 4 app because I did ever tell you about when I done the sex clinic.
No.
No,
I got
I
an
don't think so.
STD test on telly.
Wait, tell us about it in the Patreon.
Aye, we'll save that
That's
for
not the Patreon.
No, we need to. We're not switched over yet. So patreon.com/Reilly's Gaff. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
See you there.